Hi, my name is Francesca and today I'll be persuading you as to why you should be buying American-made products. So first, I'd like to start off with a video made by the Million Jobs Project, which I think does a great job of really explaining why it's so important, why American-made products are so important for Americans today.
To bring jobs back to America. Have you ever wondered how or where those jobs went in the first place? I know I have. So I started digging, and I learned where all those jobs went. But I also learned something better, a foolproof way to get those jobs back. And later, I'm going to explain how. It all started about 30 years ago. Companies realized that by making stuff in places where they could pay people less, they'd save lots of money. They call it outsourcing, which is a fancy word for you're fired. So little by little, jobs began going overseas. But they didn't go alone. Each job that went took more jobs with it. Because when a factory closes, it's not just the factory workers who lose their jobs. Lots of people in the surrounding community lose their jobs too. People who supply parts and raw materials to the factory, electricians or plumbers who help maintain the factory, chefs, hairstylists, or insurance agents. When the factory goes, those jobs follow. Economists said this was nothing to worry about. Americans would just think of stuff, and the rest of the world would make it. Well, they were wrong. There aren't anywhere close to enough thinking up jobs to employ all of us Americans. And the ones we do have, they're disappearing too. Because the people who think of stuff, who design it and engineer it and improve it for the next year, they have to spend a lot of time right where it's made. So when the factory goes, the R&D goes too. What started as a trickle has turned into a full-blown fire hose, shooting U.S. jobs all over the planet. And now, after 30 years, it's hard to find anybody who hasn't been affected. The Great Recession has touched all of us. We all know someone who's lost a job, lost a home, or lost their entire life savings. But we sure screwed up. So now what? Luckily, we don't have to wait for the politicians. We can fix this ourselves, you and me, because we're consumers. And consumers have amazing power. In fact, if we decide to, we can reverse the flow of jobs today, right now. It's as simple as this. Every time you buy something, make sure it was made in America. But you have to pay attention. Sometimes, even if you think a brand is American, even if there's an American flag on the package, it might not be made here. And while it might cost just a little bit more, in the long run, it will cost a whole lot less. Here's how well it works. If each of us spends just 5% more on things made in America, economists say we will create a minimum of 1 million new jobs for Americans. 1 million jobs. Out of 100 purchases you make, maybe 20 of those are already made in the U.S. Then all you need to do is buy one more American-made thing. That's 5%. Just one more thing. Share this video with...
Okay, so how many of you are at least slightly more convinced that you should be buying American-made products? Raise a hand. Okay, well we're going to work on that. So to further your understanding of American-made products and why they're so important, first I'm going to explain how American-made products are defined, how buying them helps employees, and how buying them also helps the economy. So first, what does it mean when you see the label Made in the USA on their shirt that you buy or any product that you buy? Well, what that means is that the FTC, or the Federal Trade Commission, says that in order for a product to be legally considered a Made in America product, it has to be all or virtually all made on U.S. soil. What that means is, say for example, if you have a pea coat with 5 buttons that have been manufactured in China, let's say the rest of that pea coat was manufactured in USA, that is still considered a US made product because 50% or more of that product was produced in America. So it's not complete, it does not have to be completely made in America, but it's a step. So second, I'm going to talk to you about how buying these American-made products will help employees both domestic and foreign. You're helping employees domestically because we're creating more jobs. By increasing the demand for American-made products, we're in turn increasing the demand for manufacturers and laborers. The National Association of Manufacturers actually estimates that 18.6 million jobs have been created by the manufacturing industry. So imagine how many more jobs we could have if more manufacturers were producing locally or in the United States. However, many of those companies are actually outsourcing, like that video said. They're looking to other countries in order to reduce their manufacturing costs. When they do this, they're bypassing certain U.S. labor laws that we have in America and trying to take advantage of limited labor laws that are in other countries like China. Many of them are inducing their employees into sweatshop-like conditions. You may have heard of many of the cases with Nike. There's been many studies showed that the working conditions for their employees are very harsh, they're dangerous, they're not paying their employees well, and most of them aren't even paying their employees for overtime, which is a huge issue. This is something that our country, as well as foreign countries, should be looking to do a lot to change. But as consumers, something that we can do is try to boycott these companies in a way and look to buy more American-made products so that these companies will know that this is not behavior that we condone. And second, you'll be helping the economy by buying these products. In 2012, manufacturers contributed over $2 trillion to the economy, which was an increase from the year before, where it contributed $1.93 trillion to the economy. For every dollar spent that is spent in manufacturing, another $1.32 is added to the economy, which is great. Manufacturers today account for 12% of the U.S. economy, so imagine with me how much more it can contribute to our U.S. economy if more companies didn't outsource and produce in America. So with that said, I want to challenge you all, and challenge myself too, to make that conscious effort to look to buy more American-made products. When you're out in the stores and you're looking at the label of a t-shirt, your shoes, or a gift that you're buying for someone else, is it made in America? And if it is, congratulations, you're a proud supporter of the growth of the United States of America. Thank you.